We've been hearing this for years. Premiere Pro is dead. Final Cut Pro 10 and DaVinci Resolve are taking over. But, lo and behold, Adobe is still raking in that subscription moolah every single month. So why are people still using this allegedly obsolete video editing software? I'm Alex with Windows Report, and today we'll try to answer exactly this question with 5 reasons you won't quit Premiere Pro in 2020. The first reason you won't quit Premiere Pro is actually the exact same reason you switched from Final Cut Pro 7 to Premiere Pro back in the day. You're used to the interface. When it first came out, Premiere Pro was more or less a copy of Final Cut Pro 7, and it wasn't even that great. But as Apple stopped updating Final Cut Pro 7, more and more people migrated to Premiere Pro, since you really didn't have to learn a whole new workflow. Now, if you want to move to Final Cut Pro 10 or DaVinci Resolve, the transition will not be painless, and humans tend to be creatures of habit, so chances are you'll stick with what you know. Now let's talk about market share. It's probably not the first thing that springs to mind, but it is a real factor. As an editor, you will either work remotely or as part of a team, and if that team is running Premiere Pro, you'll have to jump on the bandwagon. This is especially true on big projects, where 2 or more editors will share the workload. And since video has become more and more popular, Premiere Pro blossomed into the most accessible go-to NLE solution. It may not always be the best, but the fact that it found a market beyond film and television makes it very difficult to ignore. The ecosystem is another reason you won't quit Premiere Pro. The way Premiere Pro integrates with the rest of the Adobe suite makes it a no-brainer for medium and large organizations that save a lot of man-hours by having this integrated solution. As a matter of fact, it might be cheaper to pay Adobe that big monthly fee than to try and integrate another NLE into your workflow, as the time you spend moving between the apps could cost you more in the long run. Plus, once you license 2 or 3 apps from Adobe, you'll end up reaching the price ceiling for the whole suite, at which point it's pretty much a given that you'll opt for the whole package, and then you're hooked. Is there such a thing as notoriety when it comes to software? Apparently, there is. Look, let's say you're looking for a job as an editor, and you've been using Final Cut Pro 10 or DaVinci or Avid, but the job you're looking at is for a YouTube channel, or a small digital agency, or maybe it's the social media page of a government agency. Chances are they have no clue what Avid is, but they'll probably know a thing or two about Premiere Pro. And if they have to choose between an editor who uses Avid or one who knows Premiere Pro, they'll probably pick the candidate that they can relate with the most. So in order to give yourself the best chance at a job across the board, you should definitely know your way around Premiere Pro. And finally, the last reason you won't quit Premiere Pro: peace of mind. That's right, with Apple modeling the concept of the Pro user, it's anyone's guess as to what lies around the corner for Final Cut. Sure, it might be your editing solution of choice today, but can you count on it 5-10 years from now? Probably not. I mean, Apple ditched almost all of its Final Cut Pro 7 users when it launched Final Cut Pro 10. So you know they're prone to brave decisions. And what about DaVinci Resolve? Yeah, I mean, they're developing their software at a very fast pace, which means they are more than serious about staying in the marketplace. But they don't really have a pedigree just yet. So this leaves you with only 2 real options: Avid Media Composer and Premiere Pro, the only NLEs that have a proven track record, and thus can offer you peace of mind. The only problem is that Avid is more than twice the price of Premiere Pro. So chances are you probably won't quit Premiere Pro in 2020. But hey, maybe next year. If you want to learn more about Premiere Pro, Adobe, and tech in general, make sure you check out windowsreport.com for that error-free tech life. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more relevant tech videos. See you next time.